Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Icenia campaign. Last time, we did a bunch of naval buildup, which is continuing, and also talked about our long-term plans for how we'll approach the future war with Rome, which is after the future war with Arvernia, which is after the future war, or I guess the near future war with Redonia, which we'll get to probably this episode. But the reason I have the first navy selected here is because, as promised in between episodes, I checked the wiki. Yes, indeed, I ventured into that forgotten land of information, critical information that this game does not communicate to you very clearly in the actual game. And I learned the forbidden knowledge about how naval warfare works. I'm going to impart that to you now. So, naval warfare goes off of a 30 combat width system, according to the information that I saw, which who knows how up to date that is. I think it's probably up to date because there has not been a major naval rework since the date the information is posted on. So we're going to proceed assuming that's the case. I also think it's true because I think I read that before somewhere as I've been building my navies into groups of 30. I don't know if I did that on purpose or what, but I already have my 30 ship navies kind of set up like that, so that's coincidentally the way I'm supposed to do it. Now, for maximum min-max efficiency in a war against another naval power where I actually have to think about naval combat, previously we've just used our big navies to bully the 2 or 3 ship navies of little tiny tribes that have not really presented a problem. Arvernia, oops, by the way, Arvernia actually does have 10 ships, so they have some sort of naval presence, but they're all in the Mediterranean. That's where all their ports are. They just conquered this land. They may build ports over here, but for now, we're not really, even in a war against Arvernia, we're going to have naval dominance on the Atlantic side of their land, pretty much uncontested, unless they sail all the way around, which I suppose they could. They'd run into attrition problems, unless, God forbid, they ally with Carthage or something crazy like that. Anyways, so my current naval composition strategy works totally fine until I'm fighting a nation where I actually have to think about every naval engagement where a navy of 20 triremes? Liburnians, oh my gosh. How dare I talk about triremes? 20 Liburnians, and this is supposed to be 10 hexarrays, where that's going to be outclassed, particularly by a navy of 30 hexarrays would be what would outclass me there. Now, I should have done this before I started recording. I didn't look to see if Rome does have any tier 5 ports. I strongly suspect not, and if they were to have them, it'd be in their core, so I didn't think they would. The tier 3 is their highest, Ostia and Neapolis, as I would have expected. Nothing over here. I don't know why they'd have a tier 5 port over here, but yeah, so I think I don't remember the name of the technology. I guess I can look on my own port. If I wanted to build this up, I would need... Oh, bad place to look. Let's check over here. These without the building slot, I literally can't tell. Let's see. Is there any way for me to find this out? I can't tell unless I destroy buildings. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do that. So there's a technology somewhere. Just trust me. This is what the wiki said. So we're gonna go off what the wiki said. There's a technology in here somewhere, or maybe an advancement. I don't remember. That allows you to build level 5 ports, which then allows you to build the heavy ships. But in a pre-heavy mid-game naval scenario, which is what we're anticipating here in our near future, a navy of 30 hexarrays is, in theory, the best navy possible for ship destroying purposes. This is the meta trick that I didn't know about until I looked at it on the wiki and on some long-forgotten Reddit threads about this stuff. So ramming tactics applied to a 30 stack, I guess would be the word, a 30-sized hexarray navy creates the strongest possible navy for the time period right now. Now, for a light navy that's trying to board, your ship capture chance is, for some reason, I'm not entirely sure why, perhaps because of the maneuver mechanic, which the Liburnians do have, unlike the hexarrays. If the gods are good, I will be able to mouse over this tooltip and see what maneuver does, but that is not the case today. I think maneuver affects your ship capture chance. Of course, Liburnians are much, much worse than hexarrays in normal combat. Maybe they do better morale combat? I guess they do better morale combat. I don't really understand what that means. Maybe that affects capture chance. But apparently, the meta way to do ship capturing efficiently, such as against pirate navies, which I've largely not done, or I think entirely not done, because I don't really like ship capture in this particular session or this particular gaming experience. I think if you do naval stuff in this game, which I don't even necessarily recommend. I mean, you've seen how much I've just struggled to figure out what I'm doing with this, but I think you need to kind of commit to either a damage and destroy all your enemy ships or a capture all your enemy ships approach. I've gone with the former, and so I'm going for these hard, like, maximum ratio probing attack methods, which don't allow for the randomness of capturing, ships that don't fit my ratio and whatnot. So we've seen me get bothered by that before. Also, the effectiveness here, it's worth noting, and this is true for land warfare, and it matters almost more there because I also fixate on it there. The effectiveness mechanic may often blind you to other dynamics and make you think that it's much more important than it is. I don't have a levy raise to show you with the land stuff, but essentially, my view of it is when you're dealing with levies, you're going to get what you're going to get from your culture. And you should set your tactic appropriately for the levy that you happen to get with your culture. And maybe also, like I've done in the past, think about what are your other associated levies? What tactics are they using? Do you have good tactic coverage? Because the enemies do also pick tactics that vary a lot. So you need to be ready to have your army employing various tactics in its different sections as you group your levies together to counteract the tactics of your foes. And a sort of a decisive battle with two armies of a similar size, and I'm sure with naval combat this is similar, but once that is the tactics advantage, that actually does ultimately play a role in deciding things. And of course, the way that we approach warfare in this game, and actually how it happened historically, is we just try to avoid fights that are decisive. Like, we're just trying to overwhelm, divide and conquer, and not really give the enemy a fair fight, because the AI is infinitely better than I am. I mean, just in general, that's probably true for most games, with me at least. But in this context, it's so much better at the little strategic decision making that I have to talk through and think through my maneuver warfare stuff from the earliest parts of the series. That's what the AI does essentially perfectly as a mathematical matter. That's what it's able to do perfectly. It's not able to do the long-term 5D chess strategic infrastructure planning that I'm doing, but it can do these tactical movements and picking the tactic correctly at every moment and all that stuff. It can do that perfectly because it has infinite time as a computer to do that, whereas I'm playing on speed 2 during warfare. I'm not trying to be paused all the time. I have an audience to think about. So all that being said, I'm going to continue with the 30 sized 22 ratio navies for now. When I do get into a war with an enemy that actually has a navy I'm scared of, I'll consolidate a super navy, or I guess I'll think of some more creative name, a navy of just hexarrays with my best marshal commander to go sail about, swinging its massive battering ram. What do ships have? Do they have a battering ram? I guess they just have a ram. It's big, probus-shaped ram. It's going to be swinging that around and smashing through any comparable navy of 30. I guess you could have a bigger navy that just has reinforcements. I guess obviously you want to still have all your ships attack in one fight, but lead the way with that kind of vanguard of hexarrays to fill up the space originally, and then bring in other navies of Liburnians to come in as reinforcements. So that's the idea. So, but for now, that's not the case. We're not fighting Rome or Carthage, who actually have navies I'm scared of. We're just fighting, well, no one currently because we haven't unpaused yet, but we're just going to be fighting the Redonian alliance, which has no or a minimal naval presence. So we may be dealing with 4 ships. So that's all that. Let's actually resume here, finally. We're also on speed 2, even during peacetime, because I am trying to not get overwhelmed by too many things popping up at once, which, me, is possible. Now, the disloyalty problems over here, I've also thought through how I should approach this. I have been going with local autonomy. Perhaps that's been a little too optimistic for these war-torn regions, especially given they're about to be even more war-torn. I may have to take drastic measures over here. So I am thinking about actually going over to harsh treatment, which is a very severe option. I'm scared of the migration attraction because that may, I fear, create some depopulation chances. But in my lowest pop locations, I mean, the slaves can't leave if they want to. At least I'm fairly sure slaves aren't allowed to migrate away. Let's just double check that, though. Oh, okay, slaves actually can migrate away. Well, that's alarming, but it's not going to be very soon. When's this happening? Can this bar tell me when this is happening? Hello. What does this mean? What is this? Okay, whatever. Wait, hold on. We have incoming migration. So it tells me here, but it doesn't tell me here. I think it should tell you here. I mean, I know it's a guesstimation, but so is this. Like these factors might change, but same with here. Whatever. So whatever the case, as long as we don't have any one population locations, I don't even know if like natural depopulation like that is allowed to happen. Whatever the case, we're gonna go ahead and switch this over to harsh treatment. Now the pop demotion speed could be problematic. It could turn freemen and whatnot into tribesmen, or I guess into slaves, which would mostly be an issue potentially in Koryo Solitum, which was formerly a capital location, I think. I actually don't remember why there's so many people here. Yeah, it must have been a capital because there's like nobles and citizens here. That's fine. I don't care if they get demoted. They're the wrong culture anyways, and I'll need to assimilate them later anyways. So for now, though, harsh treatment, I think, is going to be called for. The output in these places is pretty low. It is a little better over here because this has been my European core for a while, but we do need to get things under control here. And as the, 0.10 per month, can this continue along much longer? We do have until, I believe this hits 0 for the next set of problems. We can't do infrastructure stuff in here, but that's okay. We've already got the forts and all that in the area. So also having a fort in Namnetum ahead of this war with Redonia would be very handy, but unfortunately it's not going to be a city. Actually, it might be a city in 2 years once this finishes. I think I'll do the Namnetum city construction next because having a fort there is actually pretty important. But I'll start the war probably before the city / then the fort are finished. So actually, I think it is worth doing this in both of these locations. This will slow down the city thing actually as well, but, well, I think let's do this after the city build. I think the city starting that sooner is a little bit more important. All right. So here's the 4th Navy with Belakianis Urkis in charge. All right. And I think we do have the other ships being built to this navy, right? Yeah. All right. Good stuff. Where are you headed to? Oh yeah, you're headed to Durwarnham. That's right. Now, the Redonia War should be ready to go around November of this year, so that's good. Let our manpower continue recovering. We're back up to 82. I think I said I checked the wiki for how this manpower mechanic gets changed. I forgot to do that. I just checked the wiki for all the naval stuff I talked about. But now I'm I'm a certified expert on this game's naval mechanics, according to me, so I feel great about that, at least. All right. Libronians. Okay, these guys are moving away. Good stuff. Let's also send one of these hexories. Oh, that's not the button I want. Over to here. Are we building hexories over here? Surely we are. Yeah, we're good. Nice. Getting our 4th Navy constructed. Definitely not necessary currently, but I want to get these things in place. I just think it's a good thing to have. I mean, it affects... I mean, this is one of these things with this game that I don't really quite fully understand. I probably could honestly check the wiki for this too, but I shouldn't just like say from now on, like, oh, let's check the wiki for everything. But the way that power projection works under the hood this game, I know there's not a literal mechanic in this game the way that U4 has one, but I do think there is some sort of under the hood power projection mechanic. In all Paradox games there is, and it affects the way the AI makes decisions towards you. But in this game, I think naval power does affect that, or at least it ought to. That's an important part of this time period, was the fear of naval powers that affected diplomacy. I mean, that's a big part of the Punic Wars, which we're still waiting to see when those will start here. Now, let's keep a close eye on things with Carthage. They now have too many relations. They've allied with the... who are you? Oh, of course, the great power, Icenia. Yes, a very important ally for Carthage. I guess they have too many relations from having. I mean, these are client states. I guess one's a feudatory, technically. That's frustrating. Border distance will get better as we fight Arwernia, so keep an eye on that. Scandalous Dominus. Okay, we've seen this event before. This is Anarosetes Diwicus, who's the physician. All right, he's playing doctor, you could say. So we could kick him out. Looks like he's a pretty good physician, though. He's giving us, or he has the 10 finesse. So let's see here. I mean, health in my like character pool isn't super critical, so I don't mind losing this character. I get some loyalty. I think we'll just kick him out, honestly. We will... Okay, let's see here. We lose some money, which I'm not... That's only about 2 months of income, which... Can you... It's just kind of wild. Like, can you imagine being back at the start of the series and seeing 50 gold and saying, oh, that's 2 months of income? You get 10 political influence, which I actually would quite like right now. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the little secret... The little hidden modifier that actually matters a lot. Every member of the Diwiki's family loses 10 loyalty. Now, this is the stealth modifier that you won't notice because it's not very prominently displayed. This is the most important thing in this message by, like, a lot. So we need to now double check and see what's our standing with the other members of the Diwikai family. Is anyone on the cusp of disloyalty? Boyrix is, but he's unemployed. You're unemployed. Actually, hold on. Who here... Does it say who my... Oh, yeah, it does say. Okay, yeah, so... Unemployed, 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 unemployed. You're the physician. You're the person that's targeting. You're the chancellor, but your loyalty is pretty secure. You're super loyal, but you're unemployed, unemployed. You're the admiral. 40 for you. I'm a little not cool with that, but I think you have good traits. Okay, any disloyalty trait. Okay, you have a good loyalty trait. Okay, so you're probably fine. And how long is this for? It's just forever. There's no way, like, it just is a base reduction. We could probably bribe you if we had trouble. See, this is why you gotta look at these events carefully. Anyways, okay, who else? Anybody else of note? I guess my sister, but she's... Yeah, it's fine. I have a pretender over here. Who are you? You're my youngest brother. You're a pretender. And you're the heir. That's okay. That's right. So we get the good option. Get some political influence. So essentially, the question here is is 10 political influence worth taking an admiral to 40 loyalty? I think probably it is because she has no like bad loyalty traits, and 40 is manageable. All right, let's do that. I guess now the Diwikai family is upset. They're scorned. All right, we'll try and find a Diwika to put in the position. All right. So we could just put the guy back in, but his loyalty is obviously now not going to be too great. Although putting it back in would push his loyalty back up by a lot. So did we just do that? I mean, honestly, sure. Why not? Like, that kind of solves... Yeah, his loyalty is now... Like, his loyalty was already so strong that this doesn't really affect things. I guess that event doesn't prevent you from just reappointing him, which I think it should lock that, in my opinion. I think the Crusader Kings 3 version of events like that do lock that, which I think they should. It just kind of... It's like a game-breaking little, like, quirk that you're able to get around it like that, but whatever. I'm not going to worry about that. Oh, hello, what's this? Okay, so Wasenius has now reached adulthood at the age of 16, grown a little beard there. Nice to see. He is harsh, which I think was a new trait. So, slave output in the whole world, and also, so I guess 9% slave output in Britannia, because it's 6% plus 3%. I think those are additive. Okay, so now we can finally do adult character interactions with this guy. I could give him the Seek Spouse option, which I could do this instead of just picking a character that exists currently of a chosen family. I guess I could seek a spouse from a family, but I don't think there's any families currently that are like overwhelmingly disloyal or problematic. The Urkii are our closest rivals for prestige, and now that we've been in a monarchy for a couple decades, our prestige seems pretty secure at the moment. So that's good. Even though we have pretty few people in government, we're actually way below the others in terms of government positions. We've just had such a strong centralized monarchy. We're in good hands in that regard. So let's go back here. Prove legitimacy could be good. Boost up our legitimacy, which is currently trending down because of the stability. Or the influence scheme I did before with his father, which would actually be quite good for the extra political influence. I think this one's probably the best. His popularity is okay right now. We're going to be in a war again soon, and he'll be leading troops, so also the extra amber is helping out a lot there, so I think, not that one. He also has a lot of money, personal money, which is nice. I could just also arrange a marriage like this. So let's, and I think what we should this time around, try and find a character who's actually going to contribute good skills for him. So probably a good finesse character, because he is the governor of a lot of our nation. So that bad finesse is affecting our, what's it called? The things that finesse affects. That's a... Yeah, I don't remember exactly what finesse does, but it's probably affecting our tax rate and whatnot, so this will have economic benefits. 22.59. All right, so let's go ahead and set him into influence scheme. All right, influence the stakeholders. Yeah, he'll do that. Very good. And then, oh, also I should have done this a few months ago. Let's go ahead and found a city over here in Nemnetum. Or also found a colony. We have a Alerkian culture down here. Have I established an Alerkian colony quite yet? Let's find out. Alerkian. Nope. And I can in Nemnetum. Perfect. All right, so let's found a colony over here. Nemnetum in a Kenny colony. All right, this is for the best. We moved a bunch of people over. Mostly from cities, although I'm noticing a slave from Wectus has moved over. I don't like the look of that. I recall telling Wectus to not lose slaves, although we are at 20 currently, so I guess we gained a slave or like one was born here. So it looks like our Wectus slave crowd is going to be surviving this movement of a slave. They thought they'd escape from the Wectus mosh pit in the mines for precious metals over to Nemnetum, but alas, the mosh pit continues. Okay, so let's go ahead and build up the city in Wectus. Or, oh my gosh, the city in Nemnetum. We're not going to build a city in Wectus anytime soon. That's a forest, and it's also a good location for slaves. So the city in Nemnetum, it's 200 gold right there. All right, let's do that. And then once that's done, we'll fortify it, so that's good. Okay, back over to Wasenius, who I should comment, finally, like a not like he's definitely not like by modern standards any sort of looker, but he's got the caveman aesthetic, which I think for the Iceni might be what the ladies are really going for, and some of the gentlemen too, you know, to be honest. So he's got the heavy set brow, the scraggly beard, the powerful mane with the braids in the front. You know. This gets you. Just admit in the comments, all of you are getting hot and bothered looking at this specimen. Louis is 16, so maybe for 2 years don't make any such comments. Anyways, I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's arrange a marriage for Wasenius. I guess we can just literally pick someone from the list. So crack open the list here. All right, so we're going to be looking for, how's it organizing it right now? Now, I'm imagining, because again, this part of this game, which when I first played it, thought was such a great expansion on what CK2 had done, is just completely blown out of the water by what CK3 does. CK3 is infinitely better than this game at this part of the game, which is like the character, like relationship management stuff, but this is still better than CK2, I would say. And I was a big CK2 player. I would defend that position. I think CK2 didn't ultimately do as good a job as Imperator Rome at some of the character relationship stuff, which is what made Imperator Rome so interesting as this game with CK2's relationship stuff, but with the EU4 city management. Okay, let's not get into that stuff right now. So he's found, this guy is, I think he's organized them by age, but starting with the oldest women in the court. So let's not approach it like that. Let's look for the high finesse women. So Alauna Orgatora, the governor of Remorca, she's our highest finesse character, but she is near death. That's no good. I'm not going to click on her because I'm worried that we'll select her for marriage. So let's not look at that. Another ailing woman. How about someone who's not ailing? That'd be a good start. So we could go for our potentially disloyal admiral, Lituis Dewika, who I think isn't related to him. She's just in House Dewika in like a separate cadet branch. And again, this game doesn't. I mean, this was one way that Crusader Kings 3 definitely does a better job. This game doesn't really explain how the houses are not a family, but more like a. It's like a. It's more like a crime family in the mafia, where like it's not. It's like at the core of it is one actual biological family, and then there's a giant network of like sub families that are sort of like dependent upon them. And actually, complete side note. I don't know why I'm taking so many side notes this episode. Like modern day mob families are like from the 40s are the direct descendants of the Roman style like houses that this game simulates. Like that's why in traditional Sicilian culture and traditional Italian culture you have this big focus that's in the mafia on patronage and on you know, kind of deference to your elders. It's a direct descendant culturally of the way Roman culture saw families as this core biological unit in terms of higher, you know, class privileged families, this biological family, and then the surrounding network of families of retainers and people who are loyal to them. And this is like a part of why in traditional like Italian and especially Sicilian culture those dynamics are replicated by the culture of the La Cosa Nostra who come from Sicily. So fun fact about the mob, which I don't know why I went there, but anyways, Litu Wistewika would be a suitable wife. She's on the younger side. What's our youngest possible? Okay, I guess that's not the right thing. Sort by age. She's actually our youngest character, incredibly. I think there's probably a few other women who are currently minors but are about to turn 16. Let's check that here. So you're young, but are you not a marryable character? I think this character is still considered like a minor. Oh wait, no, you're married. Okay, that would be the issue. You're married to someone who's like 3 times their age, of course. All right, let's. Yes, this is the issue. All the youngsters are already married to like middle-aged men. You know, don't you hate when this happens to you? All right. Oh my gosh, literally, I'm mousing over every single tab, and it's not the right one. So you're married. You're a boy, so that's the first problem facing me there. You're 9, so that's a little too young to wait around for you. You're my sister, so that's going to be a hard no from me on that one. You're a boy. You're a boy. Okay, there's our potential bride. You've got a gorgeous coat, but I'm not looking at you for marriage prospects. That's just a comment I wanted to give to you from me to you right there. You're married, probably? Yeah, you're married to the governor of Belgica, so let's definitely not play around with that. Let's see. You're too old for Wasenis. Any 37-year-old women IRL, hit me up. I don't judge. I'm not like Wasenis. You're not too old for me. Let's see here. I'm wilding out today. I've got the crazy mood today. Okay, you're 10. That's a little too young. You're 14, a little closer to Wasenius' age. You're a boy. You're not married, and you're probably going to come of age in 2 years at 16. You're a Kalata. What's your traits like? You do have good base finesse and good base charisma. Wasenius also doesn't have, or excuse me, Wasenius does not have good base charisma. So we get a finesse boost, a charisma boost, and then I gotta find her again. Oh god. Yeah, finesse boost and a charisma boost. Not a zeal boost, but I'm not as concerned about zeal. Can I keep an eye on you? Yeah. She's becoming a great warrior. She's a niece of the governor of Belgica. Okay, so we could become closer potentially to the governor of Belgica, but this is a very indirect connection. I think in this game, that's not going to be simulated. Like, Crusader Kings 3 would care about that, but not this game probably. You're a promising person for us. Because essentially, I'm just looking for someone who's going to be close to Wasenius in age, which is why, even though that Admiral would normally not be a bad character to marry, I think she's a little too old for Wasenius, and being an Admiral, that won't be an issue, and I would like my consort to be in office. Maybe not in a military office. That seems a little dangerous for the consort. Which, by the way, back when I was playing as Donwyn, was something I also said about Segowax, her husband, so I made him the Chancellor. So even if it was a male consort, I wouldn't make them a general or an admiral if I could help it, just for safety. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to marry Sulukena Kelata when she becomes a legal adult in around 2 years. When's her birthday? 26th of January. So let's see here. About, let's see, a year and a half, I guess? If she becomes a legal adult at 16, which I don't remember how it works like that, but we'll keep an eye on her. Okay. Anyways, we'll resume. Trial developments. Oh, the trial is still happening. I forgot that I started the trial. The guy who was taken out of office for being what was his crime? Oh yeah, he was being he was playing doctor, right? He's now again the doctor in a strange twist that we're definitely not going to dwell on at the jury level here. So we could do a thorough investigation, and this guy loses popularity and loyalty, but he's pretty loyal. Lose family prestige, which I don't really like. I could imprison him, which would definitely annoy the Dweekus. So I guess because this is an internal, like, Dweekai conflict, we're gonna bother the Dweekai whatever we do. So we'll take the less severe option. He's pretty loyal, though, so I think it should be fine. Alright, Redonia, that's almost done. I'm obviously not going to be ready for launching the war the moment the claim finishes, but is there any reason to delay, though, is the issue. Let's see. Any reason to delay at all? I think one thing I should do, though, is switch this over to harsh treatment now that we are able to do so. That will stabilize things. Or will it? It won't even, with harsh treatment, stabilize things. Well, Phantom Martis will become a little bit less severe, hopefully. What's the, oh my gosh, 8.05. Jeez, okay. Pops here are furious. Oh, it's because it's a bunch of slaves and a noble. So why is there a noble living here? Whatever, all right. Absolutely bizarre. I don't know what in the world whoever was living there before was doing with that territory, but very strange. Once this is done, I think I'll fabricate a... Well, I don't have one. I don't have political influence yet, but we'll wait a bit. Scandal draws to a close. Okay, so after several weeks of gathered testimony, it's become clear even the wildest rumors circling the Millennium hardly scratch the surface. So basically this guy is a confirmed character. Okay, so I could imprison him, which I don't really want to do. This would annoy the Dweekai. Lose a bunch of prestige, get a loyalty drop. Okay, another 10 loyalty wouldn't be doable. Or lose a lot more prestige. I gain money? What? Oh, I'm finding him. That's right. Okay, so for let's see, 12, 15 years, I think, is 180 months is 15 years. Am I right about that? I don't remember. We get bad Dweekia family prestige, which is frustrating. Lose ulti with this guy, at which point he actually might become disloyal. And lose a bunch of family prestige. I get some money, but I also get fair trial. So we get a pretty nice citizen and slave happiness boost for 120 months. Actually might play an important role in stabilizing some of my disloyal provinces. So let's do that. Right now we have disloyal physician. Or wait, do we? Oh, yeah, but now you're disloyal. Wait, why are you disloyal? Tarnished honor? What? I didn't tarnish your honor. What are you talking about? Wait, what did I click? Did I miss? Wait, did that give me minus 15 loyalty with the Dweekais? Oh god. I think I missed that. I don't think I saw that. Okay, wait. Is tarnished honor over here? Or is this an unrelated thing? Tarnished honor. Are you related to that guy? Or are all the Dweekais angry at me now? Which is what I wanted to avoid. Tarnished honor. Oh god. I think I made a pretty bad misclick there. Tarnished honor. Oh geez. Okay. I gave all the Dweekais minus 15 loyalty potentially forever? That's pretty bad. Okay, so that was... If I missed it and I was not clicking actually the less bad Diwikai disloyalty option, that was a pretty serious misplay, and that's unfortunate. This guy obviously is going to be pretty upset, but what can be done there? We're not anywhere near the threshold. We're actually at 17% just from that. So, but I definitely need. So you're the chancellor. I don't want you to be disloyal. Oh god, I don't even have any. Okay, next. Ooh, yikes. We don't even have any political influence to bribe people immediately. Oh, this is such a disaster. Okay, we definitely need you to be loyal immediately. I can't make it free hands though. Ooh, okay. This is pretty severe. What do I do here? She's disloyal. That's right. Okay, we're gonna put the war on hold until we get our loyalty situation resolved, because this is we can't go to war with disloyal military people. So what we're gonna do is, as soon as possible, we're gonna bribe. Ooh, okay. Singa Tessadewica, my sister, seems to be in remission. She was ill? I guess she was ill. Okay, well, she's no longer ill, so that's good. As soon as possible, we're going to bribe Lituistiwika and potentially replace her. I hate to do this to an admiral, but yeah, I just have to proceed like that, because I have completely made a serious error with the way I handled that event. Seemingly, I didn't think I missed anything like that, but I'll check the footage. I guess I must have. All right. So bribe you, 15 loyalty. But this is just so we can replace you. I'm very sad to see you go, down from 7 Marshal to 6 Marshal. But again, we're not really going to be fighting any big naval fights, so this is actually like a critically important change. But this is frustrating that we're going to have potentially several years or decades, if this is a permanent modifier, of all the Diwikais being angry at me, which is very stupid. You think, like, we're the royal household, right? Like, our family's in charge of the throne. You'd think an internal, like, schism around this doctor guy, like, it wouldn't cause the entire royal house to become disloyal to the state. Ugh, whatever. Let's give ourselves a younger character, looks like here. Some more new blood, just like last episode. Duika Wilbus, what are your traits like? Okay, I'm not seeing any disloyalty traits, so we're going to go with you. Nope, not you. Over here. Duika Wilbus. There we go. You're now here. You're now disloyal? No. Wait, what did that say? Oh, that's just left over from the previous person. Okay. So now, the Diwikai are out of a job, so they're even more annoyed, so we definitely need to fix this. Okay, jeez. So now, of course, that they're all disloyal, I have to give them jobs. Jeez. Okay, so right as I was thinking I need to replace you. So in a couple of months, I'll bribe you. This is really frustrating. I think I may just have to bite my tongue and give her free hands. But she's crafty, though. Oh, jeez. Of course, why do you have to be crafty? Okay, I'm going to replace you with a different Diwikai to be my chancellor, and then give them free hands, or bribe them. Because I can't give someone with crafty free hands. That's way too much. That's so much corruption if I do that, though. What's your wage like? Dare I ask? What is your wage? Hold on. What is your wage, actually? Hold on. How do I see that? I'm not sure. Whatever. Let's give it a couple months here. Oof. What a mess. What an absolute mess. Now, I wonder, could I threaten war over Celica? Nope, they wouldn't go for it. I think that's fair. I would fight it out too if I was them. Right, Inimicus Welbus died of dysentery. I was just literally complimented his coat a moment ago. So the governor of Germania. That's actually really unfortunate. This guy was pretty young and a very good governor. I mean, Wisenius is fortunately pretty good with his marshals, so this isn't as critical a loss as it was before Wisenius was around as the governor, because now Wisenius' marshal can play a role in battles. Oh, actually, hold on. Maybe a chance to assign a Dewika? Even though, yes, governorships are really powerful and having a disloyal governor is not great, this is not a super big province and one that I'm not going to be expanding in whatsoever in Germania. So a fairly safe province to be disloyal, given it's just this little section here. So, who's our best Dewicus? We do have a Marganus Dewicus. That is the right Dewika family. He's a benefactor, which is great for governor of slave happiness. Freeman output as well. Okay. Marshall's not so great. He is 66, so pretty old. But this would at least give us a Dewicus. Who are you? 64? You're too old. Or I could put Lituus Dewika over here. This was my former admiral. And I guess she's not personally more disloyal from anything. Although she did have a scandal investigated recently. I think if I put her in, though, she'd immediately start off as disloyal. Or I could do Boyrix, actually. Oh, he's actually really, really angry. So not Boyrix. Now we're getting to places where it's like, is it worth someone with this low of whatnot? I could put my uncle. I think this is my uncle, Bleach Dewicus. What's your loyalty? 35. Yeah, I'm not going to find any good loyalty Dewekai to put in, so we just have to do the best Dewekai. Let's do an older Dewekai. In case he is disloyal and problematic, he'll die off. So, although actually a 15, though, is really low. Let's do someone good, but not that bad. So 25 loyalty. It's a little better. Finesse is a little worse, but yeah, it's pretty good. Anything better than 25 for a Dewekai. 35 is better than 25. That is a confirmed fact. So this is not Buit, my uncle. This is the other Buit who was previously a governor, I think, of Belgica, and I replaced him a while ago. Or that was no, hold on. That was a Buit Calatii. This is a separate Buit. This was a different Buit who was also separately a governor in the past, I think. I don't know. I'm not keeping records here. I can check my video series later to see, but all right, let's do that. Assigning Buit. Not a particularly competent leader here, but again, Germanica is not a big province of ours. Let's see how his loyalty is looking once he's in place. Okay, so it's not good, but we can bribe him or give him the free hands. He doesn't have any problematic. He's trusting, so that's good. Although he's also selfish. Okay, so let's actually just give him free hands. I don't want to bribe him. I'd rather just give him this and not think about it. What's your corruption trend? 0%. I think I might have to pay higher wages to counteract that, or I don't know. Having a super corrupt guy over here when the loyalty here is... Ooh, I need to change this. Okay, we'll change that next. Let's give him free hands. There we go. Now we've secured that. And with that little emergency taken care of, that's going to be it for this episode. A very government and family-themed episode here. But next time, we're going to get ready to launch the war against Redonia. Our claim is in place. We'll get our levies up and about. Our manpower is looking pretty secure for a small war that we can feel in control of. We're going to be fighting Redonia and its alliance of Diablinta, Asuvia, and Venetia. We're probably going to land... probably in two groups, one up here in Corialum to take that port, and then the other coming from the south at Scipia, and maybe also from over here. I'll decide between episodes my exact strategic approach, but that'll be it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.